Hi guys, welcome back to the Exploity video series. My name is Apar and I am an IoT security bandit at Exploity. So in today's video, I'll be covering all the CAN plugins. So let's start with an example of a modern car. A modern car consists of a number of ECUs or your electronic control units, which are basically your ABS system, your power steering, your engine control unit and so on. So in order for a smooth functioning of the car, all these ECUs have to constantly communicate with each other at all times. So that would create a mess of wire, won't it? So in order to eliminate this mess of wire, CAN was introduced. CAN, which basically stands for Controller Area Network, basically enables microcontrollers to communicate with each other without the need of a host machine. So CAN is a message-based protocol which uses a single or a shared line to transfer all these messages. So this process is also known as multiplexing, which basically reduces the complexity. So apart from being a message-based protocol, CAN is also a multi-master protocol and has features like error detection, framing and prioritization. So I am already pretty sure that you know that CAN is used in the automotive area. But did you know that CAN is also used in your medical equipments, your elevators, your fields like agriculture and aviation? So before I begin with this video, I'm already assuming that you're aware of what CAN is. If not, I suggest you to first check out what CAN is, then return back to the video. So as for the demonstration, the setup I'll be using, for that I'll need majorly two things. First are the CAN utilities or the CAN utils. The second thing is the IC sim. So as you can see, I'm not sitting in a car right now. Shout out to Craig Smith. IC sim is a car instrumentation cluster simulator which basically simulates the instrument cluster of your car and the CAN network associated with it. Alright, so let's quickly load the CAN modules. So let's check if our modules have been loaded. So yeah, as you can see, our modules have been loaded. Now let's set up our virtual interface. So I had previously set up my virtual interface, so the file already exists. So let's check this out as well. So yeah, our virtual CAN interface has been successfully set up. Now let's start the IC sim. So this is the instrument cluster that I was talking about. So before I hit enter, I just wanted to put into notice that I'm using -L0, which basically stands for level 0. So for you to understand better, I'm lowering down the level to 0, which basically means all the messages on the CAN bus will reduce and the randomness of the CAN bus would also reduce. So that would make things a little easier for us to understand. Now let me just quickly arrange the setup for you so that it would be easy for you to visualize all this as well. So let's fire up our Exploity framework. So this video will cover 3 plugins. The first plugin is the read can. So let's quickly run that. Run plugin ID, which is can.generic.readCan -h for the specific help. So this plugin allows you to read messages from the CAN bus, as it is pretty obvious from the name itself. So as of now it uses socket CAN, but you can extend it to other interfaces. All you have to do is just open an issue on the official Exploity repository, project repository. Alright. So there are a few arguments that you'll have to take care of. So I'll go through them one by one. First is -i, which is basically the interface. So the interface to use, the default is vcan0, which is virtual CAN, which we are using right now. Alright. Second is -a, which is the arbitration ID, shows the message of a specific arbitration ID only. For hex value prefix it with 0x, which is a hex prefix. Alright. So if you put the arbitration ID, it would give you the message only from a specific arbitration ID. So if you don't use this parameter -a, it would give you a generic run. So it would show you all the messages that are flowing through the CAN bus and not from a specific arbitration ID. Alright. So keep in mind you have to use 0x hex prefix with this for a specific arbitration ID. Next is -c, which is a count. Specify the count of messages to read from the CAN bus. Default is 10. So as you know, there are a lot of messages which are flowing through the CAN bus. So you have to specify a fixed number of messages that it would read. So the default is 10, which is pretty low. So you will see in the demonstration we'll use a higher number for this. Next is -t, which is the timeout. Specify the time in seconds to wait for each read. Default is to wait forever. So this is the time that you have to put in order to wait for each read. The default time is to wait forever, which basically means it would wait forever till the next message is read. Alright. So you can specify any time, and that value can be a float value as well. For example 0.5, as it is shown here. So I'll run this plugin. So if you're new to CAN protocol and the CAN bus and ICSIM, I would suggest you a small activity that you'll have to find out the arbitration ID of all the things that are part of the instrument cluster. So basically your side indicators, your accelerometer, and your doors. So since I've already used the ICSIM before, I have the arbitration IDs with me, which is 0x188. I'll be showing this demonstration for the indicators. So let's read for 20,000 messages. That would be fine. So let's hit enter. As you can see, I'm hitting the left indicator and the right indicator, and again the left indicator and the right indicator. So the test has passed, and you can observe here when I hit the left indicator, it has the data frame. There is a change in the data frame, as you can see. So it was basically reading our messages on the specific arbitration ID, and you can observe when I had hit right, there is a change in the data. So this is the data frame. So again when I hit left, so this was the arbitration specific run of the read can plugin. Now I'll show you a generic run, so you don't have to put -a. So that would read out all the messages that are flowing through the CAN bus at the time. So it is reading 20,000 odd messages that are flowing through the CAN bus right now. So yeah, again the test has passed and it has read all the messages. So you can see it is showing the message number, the arbitration ID that message was from or for, and the data that was associated with it. Alright. So let's move on to our next plugin, which is the write can plugin, and the plugin ID for the same is can.generic.write write can -h for the specific help. So as it is pretty obvious from the name itself, this plugin allows you to write messages on the CAN bus. For example, send a data frame. So again, as of now it uses socket CAN, but you can extend it to other interfaces. All you have to do is just open an issue on the Exploity project repository. All right. So yeah, this plugin basically allows you to write messages on the CAN bus and send a data frame to a particular arbitration ID. All right. So there are a few arguments that you'll have to take care of. So starting with the first argument, which is -i, the interface to use. Default is vCAN0 virtual CAN that we are using right now. Next is -a, the arbitration ID. So you have to specify the arbitration ID and for hex value prefix it with 0x. So you have to keep in mind to use 0x hex prefix while you are inputting the arbitration ID. Next is -e. So if you are using an extended data frame format, so you have to specify -e with the arbitration ID as well. So -a and then -e. You don't need to put anything else with inside the -e. You have to just specify or mention -e with -a. All right, if you are using an extended arbitration ID format. Next is -d, which is the data you want to read. So data you want to write, my bad, as hex stream without the 0x prefix. So -d is basically the data you want to write. You don't have to mention 0x prefix, so since it would be a hex stream. So next is -c, which is a count. Specify the number of messages to write. Default is 1. So if you want to write more than one message again and again, you can specify the count. So the default is just one message. All right. Next is -w, which is the wait. Specify the wait time in seconds between each consecutive write. The default is not to wait between writes, but you can use float values as well. So this is more similar to timeout, which we just saw in the read can. But here the write is for the time that you want to mention between each specific or each consecutive message, right? All right. The default, it won't wait, it would rapidly write to the CAN bus, but you can use or mention any value, and you can use float values as well. For example, it is shown 0.5 here. So now I'll just quickly run this. So for this demonstration, I'll be showing you this demonstration on the doors, and for the doors, I hope you have found out the arbitration ID. So if not, the arbitration ID is 019B. So data, let's put this, the count, let's write for one message and not specify any particular wait time. All right, let's now hit enter. So it has written one message, which was 0000F. So now again we wrote another message, and you can see right here that two of the left side doors of our car have unlocked. This message was written on the virtual CAN interface with on arbitration ID 0x19B. So we did not use extended arbitration ID, so false there. The data that we wrote was 0000A, and it has successfully passed the test, and it has written one message. Let's try it out again, this time B. So you can see the front door has been closed. All right. So likewise we can write for C. So as you can see, the front two doors are now open. All right. So that was the write CAN plugin for you. Now moving on to our last plugin, which is the fuzz CAN. So let's quickly run it. So it is, the plugin ID for this is can.generic.fuzzcan -h for the specific help. So as it is pretty obvious from the name, the plugin allows you to fuzz the messages on the CAN bus, fuzz a data frame. So as of now it is using SocketCAN, but you can extend it to other interfaces. All you have to do is just again open an issue on the official Exploity project repository. All right. So now the arguments that you'll have to take care of here is -i, again the interface to use. The default is vcan0, which is virtual CAN, which we are using. Next is -a, which is the arbitration ID that you have to mention. Keep in mind you have to use the 0x hex prefix with the arbitration ID. Just specify -e if you are using the extended format for the arbitration ID. You don't have to put anything in -e. Next is the data. So you have to put the data and specify XX for the bytes, specific bytes you want to fuzz. Again, you don't have to put 0x prefix here. You have to keep in mind that you have to use it for the arbitration ID, the 0x hex prefix, and not for the data at any point of time. All right. So again, specify the data to fuzz and the fuzz byte to XX. So whatever byte you want to fuzz, you have to put XX in instead of whatever data was already there, whatever byte was already there. All right. So next is -c, specify the number of messages to write. So basically -c is the number of random messages or the count of random messages that it would generate while fuzzing. So the default is 1. So but you can mention a higher number based on your fuzzing requirements. Last is -w, which is again the wait time in seconds between each consecutive write. The default is not to wait, it would rapidly write, but you can put any value and you may use float values as well. So now let's run this. So for this demonstration, I'll be showing you this on the accelerometer. All right. So the arbitration ID for the same is 0x244. So let's put some data. Let's say we want to fuzz this byte. All right. So let us just assume that it was basically like this, somewhat like this, and I just want to fuzz this byte. So I'll put XX here. So the count of random messages I want to generate, let's say 50, or let's say 100. Yeah, 100 would be better to observe. So wait, I won't specify any wait time. Let it consecutively write the messages. Now I'll hit enter. So as you can see, there was this whole lot of messages that it just wrote, and it was very fast. So I'll mention more number of these random or fuzzed combinations. The count is basically the number of fuzzed bytes or the number of combinations that it want to put in. So now it is 1000. So as you can see, it has again fuzzed our accelerometer. All right. So yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you understand all the 3 plugins that I just showed you, which was ReadCAN, WriteCAN and FuzzCAN. So you can head on to our website, which is www.exploity.io. You can look out for the cool hardwares that are on the website, which I'll be showing you in the coming videos. And for the documentation of what I just did, you can refer to exploity.readthedocs.io. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn, and the links are on the screen right now. So there is the link for the YouTube as well. You can press the subscribe bell icon, you can like this video, you can comment on this video. So that would basically gives us more motivation to put out good IoT security related content for you guys. So it's a request to please subscribe to this video, and if you liked it, press the like button as well. So yeah, that was it for this video. Hope to see you in the next. Thank you.